Alright, hello guys. Happy Friday. I assume that because you have the day off today that you'll probably be seeing this on Monday, which is fine. These are not urgent updates. It's just a couple of things that I wanted to talk about for things that I'm kind of going to adjust going forward to help promote your success with online learning. Some of you are doing really, really well. Most of you started really strong and kind of fizzled out as the 2 weeks went by, which is totally understandable, right? This is a different format. It's very difficult to balance, 5 or 6 classes online when all your teachers are expecting different things from you. I totally understand that. So I'm going to implement a few things that I'm hoping will help to keep you on track. Things that other teachers kind of talked about in the meeting that I thought were a really awesome idea, and I've already kind of started doing them. So the first thing that I've started to do is to do a student progress little adjustment on all of the assignments. So all I have to do is click a little setting where it tracks your progress and things become required. So whenever I post a video or an assignment or a quiz, it will say required submission or required view. And I can actually see how much you've done throughout the week. So Abdullahi has done 50% of his tasks for the week. I go in there and I see that he has watched the video, but he has not done the assignment. And that's kind of how I know where you're at. So I started doing that this past week. And I noticed that a lot of people were kind of just doing the assignments without watching the videos. Now, I understand that some of this stuff is like repetitive for you. Like you've learned about adjectives, you've learned about adverbs, and so you feel like maybe you can breeze through the assignment without me talking at you. So that is basically the equivalent of you just never coming to class. Like if we were in school, you just don't ever show up for class and you just come up to me at the end of the day, you're like, Miss Holloway, give me the homework. That's what that is. And we would never let that fly in actual school. Like I would never make an exception for you to just not come to class and not be a part of the lessons, because I teach the lessons because there's a point to them. There's a point to me giving you all these examples and explaining and re-explaining the concepts and how they relate to the goals. So I need you to be watching those videos before you go and attempt to practice, because there's no point in you trying to aimlessly do a practice when you haven't fully learned the concept and how it connects to our class. Again, if the videos weren't needed, I wouldn't make them. I would just sit here and grade your stuff and send you your grades, and I would be living a happy life. I'd be out sipping juice in the sun, but that's not how it is. I'm your teacher and I'm here to teach you, and that's why I make these video lessons. So I really need you guys to be watching them and then doing the assignments. So to promote that, what I've done is I've done the turn-in requirement on a sequence. So when you go into the folder next week, or if you're watching this today, Monday, you will notice that you are required to view the video lesson before you do the assignment. So the assessment, it's called an assessment, but it's an assignment. It will not open until you watch the video. So learn the lesson, do the stuff. Like that's the sequence that we would do it in actual school. That's how you're going to do it online. You don't get to skip out on work or time just because you're doing it on your computer. You still have to put in the time. So just so you know, that'll be the way things are. Obviously, you're still doing the check-in question. That will be open indefinitely. But if you answer it the following day, I'm not going to count you as here for the day. You have to answer it within the day at the very least. I would prefer if you answer it before 4 because that's when I log off. So second thing, a lot of people have not turned in the practice quiz, and even more people, which is so alarming, have not turned in the actual quiz. Okay, let me put this in perspective for you. The practice quiz, though it came out first and more people did it, is only worth 10% of your grade, and it's only 20 points. The actual quiz is worth 25% of your grade, and it's 35 points. So if you just don't do that, and we go into adverbs and you're not done with an entire chunk of this quarter, your grade is just going to stay down for the entire quarter. It'll never come up because I won't open that quiz up for you again, and it'll never get done. We'll just keep moving without you. So I need you, if you haven't already done it, I have left it open because people were just apparently so confused with the fact that you had to do a practice quiz and a quiz, even though this is something that we often did in class, right? Except they came in the form of reviews. That practice quiz was a review. It was meant to show you what you need to study. Then you went and took the quiz. Done. You're done for the weekend. That's what it was. But people just kind of ditched out on Tuesday thinking they were done with the quiz. No. Okay. So go in, take the quiz, do your very best. It's worth a lot of your grade, okay? The very last thing that I wanted to talk about, or actually, I take it back, the second to last thing I wanted to talk about is also going forward, I am going to put a cap on practice assignments. You will have unlimited tries on them, just because I don't want you to be stuck with a failing grade on a practice assignment and not have the ability to go back and see what you did wrong, because that's the whole point of practicing, is to get better and to know like what your mistakes are and fix them. So what I'm going to do, and I'm pretty sure that Ms. Rockwell does this too, because we were talking about it in the meeting, unlimited tries on practice, but you have to get a 7 out of 10 to like turn it in, move on, be ready to do the next thing. So once you get that 7 out of 10, you're good. It shows that you've fixed your mistakes and you know what you're doing now. And then you can be done for the day. All right, so just know that if it's not letting you turn it in because you got a 5 or 4 out of 10, that's why you have to hit that mark to show me that you are mastering the concept. Now I'm on to my final thing. A lot of people, I don't think, realize that they would struggle with either online learning or specifically adjectives online. And I don't think that I even realized people would struggle this much. And so a lot of people have been asking me to do like Zoom with them, which is cool. Like I'm totally down to do Zoom. And I actually like just figured out how to set up my conference room and my office hours. I was kind of struggling with it with like my internet and stuff, but I've got it now. So if you were ever struggling with anything, like we'll take this week as a trial week, or if you struggled with stuff last week and want to go back, my office hours for Zoom will be on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 1 to 2 p.m. So my Zoom chat room will not be open at any other time. I will only be open on Tuesdays from 1 to 2 and on Thursdays from 1 to 2. So what will happen is if you need help with anything, I would really appreciate it if you could message me beforehand and say, I think I'm going to go into your chat room. I'm struggling with this. And if you can tell me specifically what it is that you're struggling with, I can actually open up the PowerPoint before I enter into the Zoom session and give you like a personalized lesson on it, which I think will be really beneficial. So if you are planning on entering my Zoom chat room, send me a quick message and say, hey, I'm doing the adverbs practice 2.2 and I don't understand this. I'll be like, cool, let me grab my textbook, let me grab my PowerPoint, and I'll enter in there and give you a little tutoring session. If multiple people are trying to enter at one time, that's fine. You'll just end up in my waiting room. And I'm sure a lot of you have seen that for various classes. There's a waiting room function on Zoom where I'll take in the first person that I see. We'll have like a 15-20 minute session. I'll tell them to leave and then the next person can come in and have a session. All right, so again, my Zoom office hours, which means if you need help, not we're having class at this time, my Zoom office hours, if you need help with something specific, okay, not just, I don't understand any of this. Can you teach me everything? No, that's going to take 3 hours. No. If you need help with something specific or just want to chat, I'll be there. Tuesday, Thursday, 1 to 2, 1 to 2. Okay. I think that's all I needed to get out. It just felt like I went all week without like really touching base with you guys. And I noticed like going through the grade book that people were missing so many things. And I know you guys are going to come to me and be like, whoa, what? I'm missing things? Yes. So I felt like some rules and regulations needed to go into place to make sure that that doesn't happen going into the rest of the quarter. Because who knows how long we're going to be doing this distance learning thing, right? Could go to the end of the school year. So make sure that you set up a system for yourself and get used to my system so that you can be successful. All right, that's all.